Welcome to the Leadership Transition course. In this module, we will continue to look at the topic leadership and management styles. So we will discuss what leadership and management styles are, and we look at what you consider to, determine what kind of leadership and management styles you might want to use. So, what is a leadership style? Like the name implies, a style is simply a way of doing something, a habit, and it's simply a leader's method of providing direction, because we already defined that leaders give direction, they mentor, they plan, they motivate. So it's the way you choose to do these things as a leader that defines the type of style that you use as a leader. And we can identify several styles, which we will come to later. But looking at management style, it's also a way you do certain things as a manager. And this simply also have to do with how you make decisions as a manager, how you plan, and how you organize work and delegate them to your team. So basically, a good manager is one that can adjust his style, just like a good leader is one that can also adjust his style to suit the different situation or environment. And there are several types of styles that you can think of. So when you think of management styles, for example, people think of autocratic, consultative, participative, and democratic. And in some cases, um, when you talk about leadership styles or even management styles, there's still authoritarian, laissez-faire, democratic, and bureaucratic. So what you see is that whether you talk about leadership style or management style, there are aspects where they cut across each other. And there are transactional leadership styles and transformational leadership styles. Just like some people will tell you, leaders are more transformational because they help you develop. Managers are more transactional. But whichever way you look at it, you have to be very aware of what makes up the styles and choose for yourself which is the best one to use. Authoritarian will be something like directive behavior. You decide alone and you focus on tasks. And laissez-faire will be something that is permissive. That means you just permit things that happens. You don't really plan. Okay. You abstain from leading, and the power is mainly with your people or the staff. Democratic is more open communication, basically leading and focusing on the people. And bureaucratic can be a bit insecure, and knowing the rules, using that and being impersonal. So there are things that you need to take into account or think about when you talk about leadership and management styles, most especially the situation. So it simply means when we talk about leadership or management styles, the most important thing you should keep in mind is the situation. That's because depending on the situation, you may need to use a certain style of leadership. But what you also need to keep in mind are the things surrounding how you make your choice and what type of things you want to achieve. For example, charisma or charismatic leadership, or a leadership that focuses on vision as well as the team, that wants to be democratic, or that is strategic, or that is transformational, or that is very facilitative, and or one that wants to be more in helping or coaching. And there are several of them that you can talk of, and they all have links in some way to each other, as well as to your personality, as well as to behaviors, as well as to temperaments, and the things we've talked about before. This means you have to understand who you are. You have to understand behavior patterns. You have to understand how to change behavior and to be able to recognize them also in your members to choose the right way to go. So in this video, we've been able to explain what leadership style and management style are, and what you need to think about in order to be able to choose how you want to approach them. Thank you.